A High Court judge in St. Kitts and Nevis Monday, November 19th, stayed criminal proceedings brought by the government against former Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Wingrove George, and ordered the immediate return of his passport. SKN Newsline spoke to Mr. George's attorney, Sylvester Anthony, on Tuesday on this report.
We applied to the court for leave to seek judicial review of the decision of the magistrate in issuing the warrant and the Director of Public Prosecutions for prosecuting the matters against Mr. George. The court has set the hearing of our application for leave for the 30th. In the meantime, the court granted our request that the matter be stayed, the criminal proceedings be stayed, pending the decision on the judicial review application.
Mr. Anthony suggested that the bail condition for Mr. George was too onerous and was pleased the judge ruled favorably on this matter.
The court also agreed to our request to suspend the terms of the bail, the terms and conditions of the bail which was given to Mr. George, which conditions we thought were quite onerous, and obviously the judge agreed were very onerous. Mr. George's passport had been, the passport was taken away from him, and his fiancée and his child are in Canada, and he's not been able to visit them for a year when he used to go visit them at least 3 times a year. He also had to report weekly to the Frigate Bay police station. So those terms and conditions have now been suspended, and we await for the hearing on the 30th. The court has indicated that if he agrees to grant us leave to seek judicial review, he will hear the matter as well on the 30th. So we will expect on the 30th or soon thereafter, we will know what the status of our application for leave is.
Mr. George, who was already on suspension, was arrested on December 15, 2017 and charged with misconduct in public office in relation to alleged irregularities with the February 2015 federal elections. On election night, Mr. George stopped the announcement of election results, which left the country clueless as to who won the election. The action earned rebuke by regional leaders, including the Prime Ministers of Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the Bahamas, who all called for the immediate announcement of the election results. Mr. George eventually announced the results on the evening of February 17th, a day after Election Day. The opposition St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party has long maintained that the charges brought against Mr. George were strictly vindictive politics. The government has brought in Dane Hamilton QC of Antigua for this case. I'm Andre Huey reporting for SKN Newsline.